Okay, so even if you've let your personal hygiene go a little bit, now is a great time to focus on your cleaning. Windows scare me. It is a big job, but Shoana Jensen is going to show you how you can start to tackle it right now. Hey, Shoans.
Hey, Tracy, how you doing?
I am doing great. It is so good to see your face, even if it's through a screen, and we know that you are the maven when it comes to cleaning. You've got the tips that they're going to help us out and get the job done.
Yeah, and you know what? It's not that big of a job. Windows are literally big, but I think people think it's harder than it actually is. It's a 3-step routine. You don't need to go and buy fancy products. You don't need to, make these massive kits. It's really, really, really easy. So I'm going to take you kind of through those 3 steps because the sun is out. Let's take advantage of that when it is out and clean the windows, which is actually a really good tip. It's best to clean your windows when the sun is out so you can see where those streaks might be and that kind of a thing. Because imagine doing all that work and having some streaks left over. No, thank you.
Okay, really good tip.
So let's go to the start. So what do you need? We're going to start off with a good bucket because something's got to hold what we're cleaning with, okay? And so we want a bucket that has hot soapy water in it, and we want a bucket that has hot clean water in it. And I have to tell you about a find that I saw. It's got 2 sides already built into the bucket, so it's perfect for this chore and a lot of other ones. So one side I'm going to have the soapy water and the other side I'm going to have the clean water, okay? So that I'm going to put that soapy water in now. Just dish soap. Nothing fancy here. We're going to clean first, okay? Then your other tools, you're going to need a squeegee. You're going to need like just a rag, a cloth that is not any good anymore. This is a really old dishcloth that's dirty and grimy, and I keep those so I can reuse them for cleaning. I don't want to use them in the kitchen anymore because they've had their day. And then you want a couple of microfiber cloths. Really important, the sponge you want to use is you want a non-abrasive sponge. I'm going to step in here. Do you see how this one's got like a scratchy side and then a soft side? That's what you want. On your windows, make sure you're not using anything too abrasive. Like do not use steel wool or do not use something that can literally scratch your glass. You want it to be non-abrasive. And then we just want plain old white vinegar in a spray bottle. I just had this one hanging around. You can repurpose a spray bottle from an old cleaner, just wash it out and fill it with vinegar. So most of this stuff we're going to have around our house already, so we don't have to go out and stand in line or pre-order or do something like that to get any of the tools to get this task done. So let's get to work. First, we want to clean. So I've got my hand in this soapy water. I'm just making some suds here. And the tip is we want it warm water because we're cleaning. We're cleaning all that gunk off the wall, off the glass. So whether it's grime or whether it's bird poop, like I don't know how they poop sideways, but they do, beyond me. Anyway, and we want to scrub, 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 scrub. And yes, you're going to have soap suds. And yes, right, I know. And yes, they're going to leave all sorts of streaks, okay? But that's okay. We're going to take care of that in the next one. So I'm not going to do these whole windows just for the sake of time. Well, I'll do them after because they're going to be half done and this is my house and obviously I'm not going to leave it like that. But when you're scrubbing here also, don't forget to do all the edges of the windows. This is that hot soapy water. So whether it be the tracks in the screen doors, whether it's the tracks at the top, all of those like buggy bits from the nighttime, okay? So scrub, 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 and that's why you're using the non-abrasive side, because if there is something there, you need to get into it, and you need to scrub it off. So when that's done, step 1, see? We're already like a third of the way there. Now we're gonna go to the clean water, and we're just gonna rinse it off. We're just using another sponge. You can use the same one and just make sure the soap's out of it. And we're going to rinse off with clean water all that soapy stuff because the soap itself, you can't stop there because the soap's going to leave the streak marks. Soap isn't actually really great when it comes to cleaning it. So we're getting all that soap off. Then we're going to grab a squeegee because what we want to do after we've washed the soap off is we want to dry it. And I don't want to be like, you don't have to get super particular with it. Oh, it's so satisfying. Can you see that? I love squeegeeing things because it leaves it like a perfect clean line. I feel like, Tracy, you might like something like that.
That's the kind of stuff I live for, actually, Shoana. Like just the
line.
perfect clean line from the squeegee.
It's the little things. We got to celebrate the little stuff just as much as the big stuff these days. All days, not just these days. So you're going to go take all the moisture off here that we can. You don't have to be like hyper about this, but for the next step, we want as little water on there as possible. The reason why you have the rag here is because the squeegee sometimes will leave like lines of water along the side. Does that make sense? And because we're trying to get rid of as much of the water that off it as it is, you might just want a rag just to like quickly give a little wipe. We're not being particular at this stage. And already, these needed to be done. I thought they were already kind of clean, but no, once you clean them, you are. So we've got all the moisture off of this. You've kind of wiped that edges. The places a squeegee can't get to, like up at the track marks of the window, you can't really get in there, so let's just give those a wipe. Once that's done the dry stage, that's step 2, okay? We're going back here. I'm going to take my vinegar and I'm going to take my microfiber cloth, and the last stage is to polish. This is just pure vinegar. We're just spraying it on, and a microfiber cloth because it won't leave any lint. It will dry it, it'll polish it, it'll smell like vinegar for just about 30 seconds and go away, and you're good. And your windows will be streak-free and nice and clean for the summer.
Thanks, Shoana.